Ebayisajoke here. It's pretty sad when people get threatened to the point where they have to disrupt what they want to do in life, where they want to take their websites down. But it's sad when people take these threats in such a threatening manner that they run and they hide.
Grow up here. Grow up here.
Okay, when you stand for something and you believe in something, you don't run and hide. You don't take your sights down. You continue forward. You stand up for what you believe in. Obviously, Team eBay here has gotten to Doc. Doc has now removed his shillbusters.org website. I believe they're doing it to see what I do.
Oh, somebody's threatening me. I'm getting emails.
Which I really could care less, but the mere fact that you would even do something like that, if that's the case, Doc, it's really not right. You know it isn't right. For you to even waste everybody's time and playing out some sort of game, if that's the case, is just beyond wrong.
Help me fight. Help me fight against that.
I don't know why Doc suddenly has this change of heart. Maybe he has become buddy-buddy now with Hubcap Joe's. Maybe he was threatened by Spoke Gonzaga and Matt Zolo. Maybe they told him they were going to put his information up on a website. Maybe they have done that. When you believe in something and you, like I do, I believe in something. And that's why I said from the beginning, nobody's going to run me off. Nobody's going to shut me down. Doc, I don't want to do this, and maybe you were expecting this, but I think this has to happen because this is nothing against you. If you are sincere about the excuse that you gave me as to why you're shutting Shillbusters and NARU Messenger down, then that's one thing. But for you to play this game and think that you're going to try and maybe win something over on me, or I don't know what the agenda was in the beginning with you to run a website like that, Shillbusters, for 8 months and then suddenly be threatened and coerced into removing it. I don't know if Team eBay has done this, if Joe himself has done this. Maybe Joe has gone to you personally and begged you to remove it. Maybe they threatened you with some kind of lawsuit. And if that's the case, Doc, if they threatened you with a lawsuit, they have no lawsuit against you. There's a free speech law. And Joe is doing very well for himself on eBay. So Joe is not suffering any damages. He has no case against anybody. He's not suffering any damages whatsoever. And even if eBay did shut him down, he wouldn't have a case against anybody. His case would be against eBay for shutting his business down. So for you to just up and walk away and shut your website down shows that you have no strong belief in what you told everybody that you believe. The ideas and the agendas and so forth, your ideas of who's wrong and who's right, it's obvious from the beginning that you were on my side. Now, if you were on my side to befriend me and get maybe more information, get me maybe to admit that I use stealth accounts, that wasn't going to happen. Okay, because as you know, I don't use stealth accounts, and maybe that was your agenda, was to try and get me to admit something that was against the law, and I'm not going to do that because I don't do anything against the law. But when you take down your website and you come up with some silly excuse that you've been hacked and you can't block the IPs, it's such a blatant, bogus, bullshit excuse that it can't be believed. I mean, at least come up with something that's more believable. I don't know. Maybe you're sincere. Maybe you want to get away from all this negative stuff. But if that's the case, why aren't you pulling down NARU Messenger, and why aren't you pulling down eBayMotorSucks.com? Unless there is an incentive behind it. Now, I always said myself that if eBay was willing to pay me off, I'd shut my sites down too. But they would have to pay me, they'd have to pay me a large sum of money, not no $5,000, $10,000. They'd have to pay me a very large sum of money to go away. Okay, because in my opinion, they disrupted my selling years ago on eBay. I was making good money, and they suspended me for no reason. I had perfect seller accounts, and they were shut down for no reason. Just like everybody else gets their accounts shut down for no reason. I was one that got banned as well. And Team eBay can run around and they can say, well, he got banned from everywhere he went. Is just a blatant outright lie. The only place I was banned from was eBay. So to say that I was banned from everywhere I went is just a blatant outright lie. And that's not even what we're talking about here. But when you say you're going to shut down your website because you are no longer interested in the negative drama and you don't shut down eBayMotorSucks.com, it's a clear indication that either Mr. DeMarco or eBay themselves is either paying you off or they're threatening you with a lawsuit or something. And if you buy into all that stuff, then I have to say that you are one gullible individual. And I can tell you right now that what you are doing, what I am doing, is not against the law. We have free speech on our side. We can write anything we want to counteract or counter what they are writing about us. And I had a couple lawyers tell me that themselves. Okay? If Team eBay or eBay Incorporated went to you, Doc, and threatened you or paid you off under the table, then I could see why you're removing your sites. That's understandable, but at least tell the truth about it. It's kind of strange that after I moved that one post over to ebayblows.org today about Joe's house, that you came out and finally said that you want to remove your sites. Well, why don't you remove all your websites there, Doc? This is exactly what Spoke Gonzaga and Matt Zolo and Joe have been trying to do for a long time, is to pit you against me or put me against you. You are obviously doing this to see what type of reaction you're getting out of me. And I'm going to play into it. I'm going to give you that reaction, Doc, because it's really sad when somebody such as you that believes in scams and fraud would actually bow down and kiss their ring because somebody is threatening you, because Spoke Gonzaga is whispering in your ear. You know, it made perfect sense for the whole 8-9 months that you've been doing this. It made perfect sense when they weren't attacking you. They were shutting down maybe one or two of your videos just to make it look good. And I seem to think that was a play too. That was all BS too. With all the videos that you were doing, and they weren't shutting you down, they weren't saying nothing about you, they weren't attacking your videos. It makes perfect sense of what side you were possibly on. Now you have now created distrust among myself and you did that on your own volition. So yes, I'm reacting to you right now, and I'm going to put this out there. And this is what Doc said, and this was my response to Doc. He says, I'm taking a break from the negativity, planning on shutting down any RU Messenger and Shillbusters, including the YouTube accounts associated with them. It's a pain in the ass having to block it as so many countries and IPs because of hackers and the such. Now, I don't believe that for 1 minute, Doc. I just don't believe that. I think this is nothing but BS. Either somebody's getting to you or they're paying you off. Why don't you admit it? Why don't you admit the real reason why you're pulling that site down? Because Joe got to you. He's begging you to remove it. He's probably claiming that he's going to file a lawsuit on you, and you're buying into it. My man, I don't know, man. It's very disappointing. I don't even care about Shillbusters. You put that up on your own volition, on your own willingness to call out the truth. And now you're backing down from the truth? Yeah, this is very upsetting, and this has built distrust right now between myself and you. At least come up with a better excuse, man, because that excuse is kind of like, well, my dog ate my homework. And, you know, you don't want to answer your emails now. You didn't want to answer your emails the past couple days. And this is exactly, like I said, it's exactly what they were hoping to do, and they've done it. And I'm going to let them know they've done it. I'm going to react to it here. I'm going to put this video on YouTube and let them know they've done it. And, you know, you should just be very ashamed that you can't stand up for what you believe in. eBayMotorSucks.com, why don't you take that site down too? Why don't you take that website down? If they're hacking your other site, why aren't they hacking that site? So again, I am reacting, and I'm going to, this video is produced to show Team eBay that I am reacting, and they're going to love it. They're going to sit there and clap because they're saying to themselves, well, we did it. We finally put them against each other. It was a matter of time. And you're falling right into it, man. You're falling right into it. This is the stupidest thing. I'm a loss for words. Peace out, man. Good.
Oh, somebody's threatening me. I'm getting emails.